Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of English with Adam. I am your host, Adam. I am very happy you are listening today. Today, we are talking about a very big part of our lives. We spend many hours here. We are talking about my job and school life. Most adults have a job, and many young people go to school or university. It is where we spend our days. Do you love your job, or do you find it boring? Do you like studying? To help me talk about work and school, I have my good friend Sarah here again. Hi, Sarah.
Hi, Adam. Hello, everyone. I am happy to be back. This is a great topic.
Sarah, let's start with you. Can you tell our listeners what you do? What is your job?
Sure. I am a high school teacher. I teach history to teenagers.
That sounds like a very difficult job. Is it hard work?
Yes, it is very hard work, but I love it. Every day is different. Some days the students are very quiet. Other days they are very noisy.
I can imagine. Tell us about your daily schedule. What time do you start?
My schedule is very strict. I must be at school at 7:30 a.m. My first class starts at 8 a.m. I cannot be late. The students are waiting for me.
7:30 a.m. is early. And when do you finish?
The classes finish at 3 p.m., but my work is not finished. I usually stay at school until 5 p.m. I have to grade papers and prepare lessons for the next day.
So you work a long day. Do you have a boss?
Yes, I have a principal. She is the boss of the school. She is very nice, but she expects us to work hard. What about you, Adam? Your job is very different from mine.
Yes, it is. I work from home. I am a podcaster and a writer. I do not have a strict schedule like you. I can wake up at 8 a.m. if I want to.
That sounds wonderful. You are very lucky. Do you work in your pajamas?
Sometimes, but usually I get dressed. It helps me focus. I sit at my desk and I write scripts for this podcast. I also record my voice.
Do you have colleagues? A colleague is a person you work with.
Not really. I work alone most of the time. Sometimes I feel a little lonely. I miss talking to people at the coffee machine. At your school, do you have good colleagues?
Yes, I do. The other teachers are great. We eat lunch together in the staff room. We talk about our students and our lives. It helps me relax.
That is important. Friends at work make the day go faster. Sarah, did you enjoy university? Before you were a teacher, you were a student.
Oh, yes, I loved university. I studied history for 4 years. Being a student is different from having a job.
How is it different?
When you are a student, you have a lot of freedom. You can study in the library or you can study at home, but you also have a lot of homework and exams. Exams are very stressful.
I remember that stress. I do not miss exams, but I do miss learning new things.
Actually, Adam, I'm a student again right now.
Really? What are you studying?
I'm taking a night class. I'm learning how to use graphic design software. I go to class 2 evenings a week after work.
Wow, Sarah, you are a teacher all day and a student at night. You are very busy.
I am tired, but it is fun. I want to learn a new skill. Learning keeps your brain active.
That is very true. I think many of our listeners are students too. They are studying English.
Exactly. Learning a language is a big job. It takes time and practice.
Sarah, what is the worst part of your job?
The worst part is the paperwork. I have to fill out many forms and write reports. It is boring. I prefer teaching the students. What is the worst part of your job, Adam?
For me, it is the deadline. A deadline is a specific time or date. You must finish your task before this time. If you are late, you miss the deadline.
I understand. Deadlines are stressful for everyone, at work and at school.
But the best part of my job is talking to our listeners. I love reading their comments.
Me too. It's nice to connect with people from all over the world.
Okay, let's pause for a moment. We used some important words about work and school today. Let's explain them in our Vocabulary Spotlight. Welcome to the Vocabulary Spotlight. Here are 3 key words from our conversation. The first word is colleague. C-O-L-L-E-A-G-U-E. A colleague is a person you work with. If you work in an office, the person at the next desk is your colleague. Example, I went to lunch with my colleague today.
The second word is schedule. S-C-H-E-D-U-L-E. A schedule is a plan. It tells you what time things happen. It lists your activities for the day or the week. Example, my class schedule is very busy on Mondays.
The third word is deadline. D-E-A-D-L-I-N-E. A deadline is a specific time or date. You must finish a task before this time. If you are late, you miss the deadline. Thank you, Sarah. Those are very useful words for any job.
You're welcome, Adam.
Before we go, Sarah, do you have any advice for our listeners who are learning English for their jobs?
Yes, don't be afraid to make mistakes. If you speak English at work, try to be confident. Your colleagues will understand you. Practice a little bit every day.
That is great advice. Confidence is key.
And for the students listening, good luck with your exams. Study hard, but also take breaks.
Thank you so much for joining us, Sarah. It is always a pleasure.
Thanks, Adam. It was fun.
And thank you to our listeners. We appreciate you. Now I have a question for you. What is your job? Or if you are a student, what do you study? Please tell us in the comments. We want to know about your professional life.
Have a great day at work or school.
See you next time. Bye.